guys, it's Kimmi. I know you're here for the video and I'm gonna let you get right to it. But first, I have to tell you about the Notary Business Success Mentor Program if you have not heard. And it includes everything you need to get started in your business to teach you how to properly notarize using our course, Notarize Like a Pro. Apostilles, field inspection, ink fingerprinting, you name it, we got you covered. So check it out, including weekly live trainings and a 7-day-a-week chat. Oh yeah, you heard it right, 7 days. So check it out, notaryeducators.com. Bye. Enjoy the video. All the way from how to properly notarize documents, which will give you that confidence to go out there. Estate/trust. I'll show you a lot of different documents. Estate/trust packages, because that's where a lot of money is too. You hear a lot of talk about that. You do not need any special certifications. However, you do need to know what those documents kind of look like, okay? And the only reason I want you to be a little bit more familiar with those documents and be able to talk the lingo is because I want you to succeed. And when you're dealing with attorneys and you're dealing with people in your estate, they want to make sure you know a little something, right? So I actually go over some of the verbiage, like what is an affiant? What is a self-directed will? What is a self-proving affidavit? Those are terms that you kind of need to know in order to be able to walk the walk in this world. Can you imagine you not knowing anything about a profession that you're starting? You can't speak any of the verbiage. They like, if you hire for IT, there are certain words that IT people use and they know that are common to that industry. So if you can't even walk the walk or talk the talk and you're interviewing with someone, they're going to be like, well, you don't really know IT because you should know about a beta this or that. I don't do IT, right? But as a notary signing agent, certain common terms that it should be like, you should know, you should know what a HUD 1 is. You should know what a, what is it called? I can't even think of the word. But when it's a planned community affidavit is, seller's affidavit. Those are terminologies that you should kind of know, and we go over that in the loan signing agent course. So what's stopping a lot of you though is just a lack of knowledge. It really is, and you're afraid to pay for training because you've already been burned somewhere else. And I get that. I truly understand that too. That you've already been burned. It's like, well, dang, I already paid this person, that person, and now Kimmi saying she can help me. Everybody said they can help me, but nobody's really helping me. Well, we actually walk the walk and talk the talk over here. Hey guys, welcome. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, okay? While I'm here live. So I thought I would just hop on and try to infuse in you the need to invest in yourself, to invest in your training. And that's not just hype. When you invest and get the proper knowledge and the proper training, and sometimes you have to go to more than one. Sometimes you have to. Honestly, we just left the doctor today, and we've seen several for the same situation, okay? And one will give you good advice. One, you feel like they didn't do anything. How many times have you had to go to multiple doctors, right? Or you've tried different Mexican restaurants. You're like, well, I like this one. They are Mexican restaurants, right? But you go to this one, you like the food better. You go to this one, you like the drinks better. Because I got one that I love their margaritas. Their food is but their drinks are 100, right? So it's the same thing in this notary training space. You may have already taken different trainings. You may have. And I'm sorry if they did not work out for you. But then you have to keep going till you find the one that can actually resonate with you. Hey guys, welcome. Hit the like button for me. Thank you all. You have to find the one that actually resonates with you and can help you get the results that you want. Okay. And when I talk about results, a lot of times I hear people say, well, follow somebody that has the results that you're looking for. They're actually normally talking about financial. Follow someone that's driving the Mercedes-Benz. Follow someone that's carrying the latest bag or purse. Follow the person that's traveling, going to exotic destinations. No. All of that will come. Right now, you need to be following the person that can help you learn what you need to do, and that's going to be me. That's going to be me. Could I go take pictures in front of a Mercedes Benz and say, hey, watch me, follow me, I drive a Benz, and that's going to help you to be a notary? Not. That is not going to help you be a notary because you drive a Benz, okay? And no offense to my Benz drivers. I just picked the Benz. Okay? You drive a Lambo. That don't mean nothing, okay? You drive all these fancy cars because I heard people be renting cars for videos and stuff like that. Your girl ain't getting ready to do all that. But what I am getting ready to do is help you to learn this business, help you to know your notarial duties. And then you will be able to drive whatever you want because you won't be out there making mistakes on documents, right? You will know what to do when somebody puts any piece of paper in front of you. That's what I'm in the business of doing. Hey, Hobby the CEO. I love the title. I love it. That's what I'm into, CEO mode, okay? From Hobby to CEO. I love it. That is such a cute title. I'm debating if I should start a notary business. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about today, actually. Should you start one, And if you do, what steps do you need to do to be successful? What state are you in, Hobby to CEO? What state? Because it doesn't matter, really. Some states are more, you can really make a killing in some states. Florida, for example. In Florida, guys, if you're not maximizing your business in Florida, you need to be in my notary educators program. Why? For example, in Florida, a notary can also do a, what is this? In Florida, a notary, oh, you're in Alabama? Okay. In Florida, a notary can actually perform weddings under their notary commission, right? They can do loan signings. They can do everything without any restrictions. Now, I'm in Georgia, so I have a few restrictions when it comes to loan signings, but I'm still very profitable. I've been doing it for almost 6 years, and you need to know what to do. Oh, I got it, Hobby the CEO. Yeah, Alabama, you should be able to make money there. People are buying, selling properties. Estate packages are happening every day. People are living. People are dying. They're preparing for, the end. So they need estate packages completed. So yes, I would say get your commission. Now, do you want to do it full-time, part-time? That's going to be up to you. Do you want to do it full-time? Full-time looks like this. Full-time in my business, because I've been full-time now for 6 years. No, five. I've been full-time for 5. Full-time for me looks like this. I get up. I have my phone on so I can get all the alerts that are coming through. Okay, so I'm not just sitting here like not paying attention to my phone and figuring, okay, the check's just going to roll through the mail. No, they're not. I have to physically go out there and stamp that paper if I want to get paid. So I'm watching for alerts on my phone. So as the alerts are coming through, I'm looking to see how close are they to me? How much do they pay? So say I take one at 1 o'clock, right? I got that one on my books. I'm good to go. I'm still checking my phone because now I need me one around 3 o'clock. In addition to that, my Google My Business page is maximized. So people are calling me from the general public to come to a nursing home or go to a hospital. So you have to be very organized. It is not a business where you're going to be able to lay in the bed and be willy-nilly. I usually will wake up. Now, when I first started my business, I would actually wake up, get dressed, and looking at my phone so I could be ready to go. Because some signings come quicker than others. It might say we need somebody there at 12 o'clock. So I'm already sitting up ready to go at 10 o'clock waiting on that 12 o'clock. Because I know something's coming. The signings hit all day long. So just a matter of how often you want to go, how far you're willing to drive. And for me, hey guys, welcome. If you have any questions, we're just talking about starting a notary business, how to overcome your fear, how to get out there and actually use your commission. Because a lot of you are sitting on all your supplies, you're sitting on ready to go, but you're not doing anything because you lack confidence. And you probably taken some other training. That's what I was just talking about. But you got to double back and let us help you. Notary educators, that's what we do, educate. I always tell people, I'm the one that we want to get in the dirt with you and help you to get it going. Most people want to get you after everything's cleaned up. I often talk about like relationships. You got a man or a woman. And they don't have no job yet. They're just starting out. They don't have nothing. Most people don't want to be bothered with that person. Okay? But if you are the right kind of woman or man and you stand by that person and that person has some oomph about them and they really want to go and get things in life, you're going to be with them from the beginning till when they blow up. Right? You fully vested. You were fully vested. So, and even in my case, with me and my husband, when we were dating or whatever, I had a brand new car. I was still living at home. I had a good job. He was still living at home. He had a car. He's a guy. Guys just think differently, you know. He had a car. He had the headliner was tore out of his vehicle. I learned what a headliner was, y'all, because his was tore up and he had like stick pins holding it up. And I was like, yeah, that's not how I get down. I ride a new cars, okay? Because my daddy worked at Ford Motor. His did too, but when you're from Detroit, if you know, you know. What you drive is more important than where you live at, okay? Now that's a stupid concept, but it's true.